with a little audience participation, okay? In a minute, I'm going to ask you to cover your eyes with your left hand like this. And you can't do that, okay? Then I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to raise your hand with your right hand and answer the question. And if you get the question right, I'm going to look like a twin, okay? I don't know whether you're going to get it right or not, but we're going to find out. Scientific method, okay? So, left hand, cover your eyes. Now, put your right hand up if you can tell me how many lights there are turned on in this room. Okay. I've got one hand from Laura. How many, Laura?
4.
4. Okay, take your hands down. How many lights are there?
All of them.
Oh, no, not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
You're so close.
They were there. I didn't turn them off and then turn them on when you covered your eyes. In fact, somebody in this room probably turned them on, so you saw them yourself. We'll come back to that example in a few minutes. Joe Smith was my hero. He was a colleague of mine in the last job I had at California State Prison Solano in Vacaville. We were teachers there together. First thing, of course, I noticed about him, very superficial, was his name, Joe Smith. Dull as dishwater. You can be very, very wrong with a first impression, can't you? The thing I really noticed about him was whenever he and I would either come into or go out of the institution at the same time. Because whenever we would pass through the gate that had just opened, the big 16-foot cyclone fence, he'd always give a little thank you wave to the cop up there in the tower. We didn't do that. The rest of us would all stand around waiting for the gate to open, right? Hurry up and wait. And would say, when's the cop up there going to interrupt his solitaire game or his 17th trip to the pizza box and push the button and open the damn gate? It got to me, that small but telling gesture of waving to the cop. So I asked him about it one day, and he told me he didn't want to talk about it because it sounded vaguely preachy, but that he would because I was asking a sincere question. And teachers, of course, have a congenital urge to move that needle the smallest bit. So he told me. The idea came, he said, from a line somewhere in the Bible. In all things give thanks. And he said, it's a simple line, and it means like all things, including the cop in the tower. He said after he got into the habit of that he noticed other things to be grateful for. Periodically, he would say to the guys in his class in the morning, thanks for stopping by, gentlemen. If you didn't come, I'd have trouble keeping my job. Or his wife's cooking. She had a modest consultancy business, and it allowed her time to have the dinner on the table every night, no later than 6:30. It was her way of making up, in a kind of way, for the stress-filled job that he had. He balanced that out by setting the table before the dinner, filling the dishwasher after, feeding the cat, taking out the garbage, balancing the checkbook, doing the plumbing and the electricals and those manly type things. She wasn't his maid and he knew it. There was something beyond that. This attitude of gratitude didn't just impact his otherwise stress-filled work environment. It didn't just improve his marriage. From my point of view, it made him a more fun person to be around. I really envied him. Unlike any person I've ever known, he had the ability, the acquired ability, to see heaven bulging out of everything on earth, and to react to it with gratitude. To see all of that covered in earth tones, hidden right there in front of him, right here in front of us, hidden in plain sight, just waiting for him to see it. Mr. Zismas.